Today we're going to work on slide 3 on our mission presentation in Google Slides. Before we begin, we're going to log in to our Google accounts. This is a reminder on how to log into your Google accounts properly. Make sure you log in with your first initial, dot, last name. If you have a number at the end of it, please include that. So this is basically your username, the same username you use to log into your computer. At brentwood.k12.ca.us. Make sure you include your password. It's the same password you use to log into your school computer. First initial, last initial, student ID number, followed by a lowercase a. To get into your typing program, we're going to click on the Typing Club icon. It's going to take you into their sign-in page. You need to be very careful that you're going to log in using this button here. Make sure you do not log in typing in your email or password. We're going to log in using our Google accounts. So please put your cursor on Google accounts and it will take you into your login page. Again, log in properly and click sign in. Once you're inside the program, you'll see the blue ribbon. Please click it and select the next lesson. You have 2 to 3 minutes to complete your keyboarding lesson. Make sure you keep your hands on home row, your eyes on the monitor, your wrist off the desk, and you're sitting up straight in your chair. When you're done with your typing lesson, make sure you use the arrow back buttons to go back to the lesson for today. You can see that today we are working on our mission Google Slide 3, where we're going to describe what our mission was like using some of the facts that we recorded in our research form a couple weeks ago. We're going to add bullet points, we're going to add pictures, backgrounds, and a title. So again, we're going to be working among the tabs. We're going to click and open a new tab at the top. It will take you right into a Google page. We're going to go up into our apps and we're going to select our slide. From here, you can go in and select the slide that you've been working on. You should have your title page done and page 2. So today, we're going to add a new page. I'm going to teach you a new way to do this. There's 2 ways you can do it. From slide, you can click and the drop bar comes up and you can select new slide, or you can go right into this little plus sign here. You can see when my cursor's on it, a pop-up comes up saying new slide. I'm going to click on the arrow next to it because this gives me some options. If I click the arrow, I can select my layout at the same time as I create a new slide. So this time I'm going to create a slide with title only. So find the slide that says title only. There it is. I'm going to select it. So now I have my slide 3. Let's get started. I'm going to click on the title and I'm going to name it. I'm going to name it What the Mission Was Like. Make sure you have capitals because it is a title. So I'm going to highlight that. And I want it to stand out a little better, so I'm going to go back and change the style of the font. I like to pick something bold for my title. I can change my color now or later. And I'm also going to center it because again, you can see that my title is aligned to the left. So while the box is highlighted, I want to find a way to align it using the toolbar. I can find a line. I need to click the arrow so that I can move my title to the center. Now I need to add a text box so that I can do my bullet points and give all the facts of what my mission was like. The way we do that is we go up here and look at the menu and we can see that there is an insert button. So I'm going to click on that and I'm going to go to text box right here, the first selection. You can see that my cursor turns into a plus sign. So as it's in a plus sign, I start on one edge of my page, I left click and I drag to create a text box. Now I'm ready to type. But before I do that, I want to make sure that I change my font back to the font that I used on slide 2. So if I can't remember what that is, I simply click on slide 2, click on that font, and you can see which one I picked. So now I need to go back, click on that text box that was there, and change it so that it matches. And again, before I start typing, I want to create a bullet list on this. So I'm going to go up to my toolbar and find a way to create bullet. Here it is, number list or bullets. I'm going to select the bullet list. I have my first bullet point started. So now I'm going to type in at least 2 or 3 facts from my fact sheet describing what my mission was like. Now when you're typing using bullet points, you need to keep typing and it will wrap the text automatically. When you're ready for your second bullet point, you hit the Enter key and a new bullet point will come up so you can start your next fact. So you can see I've included 4 facts. The facts that you can use to describe what your mission was like are things such as the Native Americans that lived at your mission, where the location of your mission is, your mission's source of water, your mission's population, plants that grow at your mission, types of animals at your mission, and how many bells your mission had. So any of those facts can be included on this page. So now that I'm finished, I feel like my text is just a little large. I'm going to highlight it and change the size to fit a little better on my page. I can drag the box to move it wherever I like. I'm going to move it up a little bit because I know I'm going to be adding a picture, so I want to leave a little space at the bottom for that. And before we finish our text, I'm going to teach you how to put a little border around your text. So if I click off of it, it blends into the page. If I click on it, I can still edit it. And the way I add a border is I go up here to the toolbar and I find the little pencil. This is line color, so the line around my box. So if I click the little arrow next to line color, I can change the color of my box. So I'm going to make it a red to match my other slides, maybe a dark red. And if I click off of it, you can see that there is a border, but it's very small. I want to make it thick and stand out a little better, so I need to click back on that text box. And right next to the pencil up here on the toolbar, I can change the line weight. This is the thickness of the line. So if I click this arrow next to line weight, you can see it's 1, that's very thin. I'm going to select an 8 to make it really thick. You can see that the border really stands out nicely now. So the last thing we're going to do is add an image. So to insert, we go up here to the top again and we need to find insert. If I click on insert, you can see I have lots of options. I can insert a text box, we did that already, and now I'm going to insert an image. So let's click to select image, but we're going to go right into search. So let's click search. Again, taking us right into this Google image search. We're going to put the name of your mission in and see what we get. So let's type in your mission name. And search. Now when you're searching, again, you want to be really careful that it really is your mission. I don't know if you can see the pop-ups on my screen, but when you're searching, if you put your cursor right on that picture, the name of the picture will actually come up. This one is Mission San Fernando, and so is this one. So I really like this one. I'm going to double click to select that and it inserts right into my page. Now it's a little large, it's covering everything, so I grab it by the corner. Now if I grab it by the top, I can still click and drag and resize it, but you can see that now my picture is distorted. If I do something and I want to go back at any point, I just click my undo button. Alright, let's try that again. So if I drag it from the side, same thing's going to happen. Your picture will be distorted. So I'm going to click undo again. And the way you can avoid distorting your picture is grab it right by the corner, click, and drag to resize it without distorting. So I'm going to move it right over here to the corner. I'm going to need to rearrange where everything is so it fits nicely on my page. Good. So the last thing I'm going to do, I'm going to add a background color to this slide. So we're not going to add a picture because we already inserted an image, so I'm going to go into background right up here at the top. Back at our toolbar we find background. I want slide 3 to complement my other 2 slides. I used lots of grays, blacks, and reds. So I'm going to try and pick a background color that complements my other slides. I'm going to use something kind of light so everything else stands out on the page. The last thing you do before you're finished is you want to make sure that everything looks nice. So I have all this blank space over here to the left and that doesn't make me happy. So I'm going to click back on my text box and I'm going to change the shape of it. I'm going to move everything, all my writing over here to the left side. It's still in bullet points, it's all still there. And now I can move my image and make it a little larger and center it a little better. And now slide 3 is complete.